Ujjain, the city where time bows to Mahakal, where Kal Bhairav holds court, and where fiery presence of divine feminine blazes at Harsiddhi Mandir. But before I take you through the twists and turns of my journey, let's talk about this powerful Shaktipeeth. Legend has it that when Sati's body was scattered across the land, her elbow fell here, making this one of the sacred 51 Shaktipeeths. The exact list of these sites? Controversial, but who's counting when the energy speaks for itself? And so, here I am, standing before this ancient temple, hoping to soak in some of the divine charge. Maybe even enough to balance out all the sins I raked up by overindulging in emotions. The name Harsiddhi is said to mean the one who accomplishes every task, or the one who successfully completed Shiva's tasks. In other words, if your to-do list feels impossible, maybe send a prayer her way. But the story behind the name goes deeper. In the Devi Mahatmya, Chanda and Munda, two asuras working for the demon king Shumba, were so mesmerized by goddess Parvati's beauty that they reported it to their master. Shumba, thinking himself quite the eligible bachelor, decided he wanted to marry her. But Parvati was having none of it. She transformed into Kali, sprouted from her own forehead, and promptly beheaded Chanda and Munda. As a reward, Shiva gave her the name Harsiddhi. Moral of the story: don't mess with the goddess.
Om Narayana Narottamaya Namaha. Om Saraswati Dev.
For a deeper dive into the symbolism of this legend, I highly recommend watching Vinay Varanasi's Chandi Saptashati. It beautifully explains how Chanda and Munda represent our own negative emotions and tendencies. Not just characters in a story, but aspects of ourselves that needs to be conquered.
Jape Viniyogaha. Om Namaschandikajai. Om Markandeya Uvacha.
Legend also tells us that King Vikramaditya, yes, the same one from the Betal Pachisi stories, was a devoted worshipper of his Kuldevi Harsiddhi Mata. He was so committed that he offered his own head to the goddess every 12 years. Miraculously, it reattached every time, making him the ultimate headstrong ruler. But on the 12th offering, he was away on the battlefield and sent his head via courier. Well, actually via his trusty Betal Bhatt. But Betal Bhatt, being the curious type, took a sip of his dripping blood along the way, and goddess refused the offering. The magic wore off, and that was the end of Vikramaditya. The preceding deity of the temple is Harsiddhi Mata, accompanied by two other powerful goddesses, Annapurna Devi, the goddess of nourishment, standing right behind her, and Kalika Devi, positioned below her. Adding to the temple's mystique is a fascinating belief. Goddess Harsiddhi is said to reside in Gujarat during the day and returns to the Ujjain only in the evening. Quite the celestial commute. Now, my first thought on reaching Harsiddhi Mandir: wow, those lamps! The temple has these massive towering lamps called Deepa Stambha or Deepa Malika, originally lit only during Navratri. But let me tell you, they don't do small flames here. It's like a fire festival minus the EDM. Originally built by Vikramaditya and later restored by the Marathas, these 1011 lamps are now lit throughout the year. During Gudi Padwa and Diwali, they are even lit in the morning.
यक्षे शत्रूणां भयवर्धिने प्राच्यां रक्षतु मामैन्द्री.
Legend says that Vikramaditya used to sing Deepa Raga and the lamps would light up on their own. Even today, devotees offer oil for the lamps, requiring a whooping 60 kgs to stay lit. And here's the best part, even in heavy rain, the flames don't go out. Science may have an explanation, but I'd like to think it's just another way that Goddess flexes her power. The evening Aarti here isn't just a ritual, it's a full-blown musical saga unfolding in 3 stages. Act 1 begins at Ganesh Mandir, setting the stage with an air of devotion and anticipation. Act 2 moves to Devi Bhagavati Mandir, where energy builds. And the grand finale, that's at the Koteswara Mandir, where the crescendo reaches its peak. If you want a good seat, get there by 5:30 pm. Trust me, it's worth it. Diya lighting happened around 6:20 pm when I visited in January, followed by the Aartis, Ganesh Mandir at 6:30, Devi Bhagavati Mandir at 7 and Koteswara Mandir at 7:30. Now let's talk about the music. This is not your gentle spa like close your eyes and drift away sound therapy. No, this is the kind of music that grabs your soul, shakes you awake, and throws negativity out like it just got evicted. The energy, the passion, the sheer feverish intensity of musicians, it's addictive. You don't just hear it, you feel it in your bones. Honestly, I don't know why this Aarti isn't hyped up like Ganga Aarti. Maybe it just needs better PR. But take my word for it, if you want to experience that stirs you alive, this is one Aarti you don't want to miss. There are 5 significant Shri Yantra points around Harsiddhi Temple. One near Bhagavati, one below Harsiddhi, one on the roof of the Garbhagriha, another close to Parvati of Koteswara Temple, and the last one at the Akhanda Jyoti. If you want Shri, resplendence, wealth, and prosperity in your life, this is the place to be.
सर्वभूतेषु विद्यारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै.
Speaking of Koteswara Temple, once upon a time, King Janmejaya wanted to offer all the Nagas in his grand yagna. But Karkotak Naga, fearing for his life and end of his kul, sought refuge with Lord Brahma. Brahma, being the ultimate problem solver, suggested he worship Lord Shiva near Bhagavati in Mahakal. Thus, the temple is known as Koteswara Mahadev and became a significant place for Kala Sarpadosha remedies. Before I sign off, let's take a moment to appreciate the vibe of Harsiddhi Mandir. While Mahakal is intense and commanding, Harsiddhi Mata has a warm, motherly energy. But don't be fooled, she's not the type to grant boons without making sure you truly deserve them. So I did what any responsible adult does in a temple. Prayed for enlightenment, good karma, and maybe just a little extra help with my ever-growing to-do list. Because hey, if anyone can make things happen, it's Harsiddhi Mata. Jai Mata Di.
Namaste, namaste, namaste. नमो